What's up, guys? EDA here, and we're going to be doing a preview of the Euro 2024 final. Spain versus England, England versus Spain, whichever way you want to say it, guys. We are in for an exciting game, and what can we say? Tournament probably has disappointed to a small degree. A little bit more excitement here and there would have been amazing, but the two teams who have made it deserve to have been there. Spain, who have been the best team without a doubt. They've shown their quality built on the backs of a midfield, Rodri, Ruiz, two amazing midfielders who make the game a lot easier. And then you've got their young two dynamic wingers, Nico Williams and Yamal. And again, we've seen their quality throughout, and I'm sure they'll play a pivotal part in the final as well. England, on the other hand, have had a pretty different story, starting off really poorly, building up the confidence growing in the squad with the nation. And I think you've got two teams who are potentially at the peak of their powers at the moment. England, who are hoping to reach another level to match what Spain have done previously. But guys, we're going to preview everything. We'll give a prediction for the scores at the end. But we're here. We're at the final stage, and you've got to love it. So let's take a look at the predicted lineups. And again, two amazing teams. We're going to break down Spain really, really quickly. When you looked at the Spain defence coming into the competition, you would have had a lot of apprehension. I did to a certain degree. Obviously, you've got the quality of Laporte, even though he's playing in Saudi Arabia, he's still a great centre back, and he's not at the age where he can't perform anymore. Lamond, I've known him for quite a while for his time playing in Real Sociedad. I believe he's just got his move to Atletico Madrid. Again, a good centre back. I wouldn't put him in the elite categories. I think probably lacks a little bit of physicality is needed to deal with the best of the best strikers. Cucurella, who again has been off and on with Chelsea, and Carvajal, who's been again amazing for Real Madrid through his years, and even this year performing at a high level. Again, we go back to the midfield: Rodri, Ruiz, Dani Almo, who stepped in for Pedri. Then you have the two wingers: Nico Williams, Yamal, and then you have Morata up top. Now, when you obviously, I speak about the Spanish team, four players that come to mind immediately: Rodri, Ruiz, Williams, Yamal, quality in that area, and some of the best players in their positions. But you can't forget Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is one of my favourite players. I think I see off and on, because again, I don't watch the Bundesliga to the same level that I watch the Premier League, for example. But whenever I see him, he's picking up passes. He's on the end of everything, whether it's a finish, whether it's a through ball, whether it's a lofted ball. He has a range of skills that I think would probably suit quite well in the Premier League. A team like Man City, if Kevin De Bruyne was ever to leave, he would fit in quite nicely. Not the same level of creator, obviously, but you can bet on Dani Almo being a player that's going to get you 6 or 7 goals in a season, 6 or 7 goals, assists, sorry, leading to about, probably we're talking about 10 to 15 goal contributions a season at a minimum. That's very good from a midfielder, and so he's going to be dangerous for England, especially because he picks up spots and spaces you wouldn't normally see a midfielder do. Him and Rodri, while both being creative, operate in two different ways, and he's going to be a key cog that England cannot ignore. Again, we talk about England, they've changed a lot, they've developed a lot. They started off with a 4-2-3-1. They've developed it into a 3-4-2-1. I was of the opinion that a 3-4-2-1 was the best for this team for a couple of reasons. My thought was, again, Kyle Walker is one of the best one-on-one defenders. You'd need him when you get to this level of competition, but he's probably going to operate best a right centre back, giving you the option of playing a Trent at right wing back, playing a Trippier at right wing back, playing a Saka at right wing back if that's what you wanted to do. I think that gives them a better level of stability. You also have the ability to incorporate the box midfield, which you'll see here: Rice, Bellingham, Mainu, Foden. Those four in midfield in the centre of the park, and in between those lines, especially Mainu, Foden, and Bellingham pushing on, hopefully being that second striker, can cause Spain a lot of problems. They can potentially overwhelm that four between Port, Lomond, Ruiz, and Rodri. So it's going to be a battle. Kane, who also has caught a lot of slack from me as well for probably not being as effective as he needs to be. I just don't think the style of players that England have in and around him at this current point benefit Kane's style of play. Also, you have to think about wear and tear, age, etc. Still a quality striker, there's no doubt about that, but he needs to be that focal point. He needs to be causing some kind of disruption to those centre backs, and we'll see what impact he will have. Hopefully a good one. Otherwise, you've got the likes of Ollie Watkins on the bench, Ivan Toney, and I'd implore Southgate not to be scared. He showed he wasn't scared in the game against the Netherlands, and he needs to show that same courage. From an England standpoint, again, so many important players. Back three, again, need to be as solid as they've ever been. The key question and key battles that we need to talk about, who is going to deal with those wingers? Are we going to double up on those wingers, maybe suppress the attacking threat of Saka and Shaw potentially, if this is the lineup that they go with? Again, Trippier started each game. I think for a game like this, I'm going to go with Luke Shaw. The play was slowing down when it was coming out to Trippier. Good player, nothing wrong with him. However, right footer on the left side slows down the play. He can't deliver those balls as quick. He can't find those passing angles. And so Luke Shaw coming in would be perfect. Again, there's a question about Kane coming out. I don't think Southgate's going to do it, so it's not a conversation that we're going to really entertain in this video. But I'm just being honest with you, I would start Ollie Watkins. Port and Leland Mand aren't the best, the most mobile. And if you can get Watkins stretching them, causing issues, I'll do that. Same thing with Cole Palmer. Phil Foden, again, Phil Foden probably won't be dropped. Established himself within the team at quite a high level. Had a good first half against Holland as well. So wouldn't be expecting many changes there. Those two players, if things aren't working, if I find myself a goal down, if I'm not seeing the team performing well, that's a change I would definitely make. So again, two teams who have found their way into the final. Spain, who have been quality all the way throughout. England, who are growing in confidence and continue to seem to grow in confidence. When we talk about the nation, when we talk about the team, we've seen it all. Again, if we talk about the key games for each team within this tournament, again, England had a couple of difficult games. The two draws that they had earlier in the competition weren't ideal. However, they've bounced back. The penalty victory against Switzerland was a great one. The last minute goal from Watkins. Again, the late goal for an equaliser from Saka as well. So they've had moments that are building momentum to them potentially lifting up that trophy, and what a celebration it would be. Spain, on the other hand, have a rich tradition in recent years of performing well in these competitions, and this would be, again, a sense of another generation performing at the level that Spain expects them to. They've performed really well. The last minute goal against Germany was one that capped off a game where they were probably struggling towards the latter stages of the game, but they pulled it out and showed that not only can they play well, but they can perform well. Another key thing about Spain, very good in possession, but also very good out of possession. Their press is elite, and it's one of the reasons that teams have found it so hard to break them down. The game against France, I think, again, was one which Spain can take over. France didn't perform throughout the whole of the tournament, if we're being honest with ourselves, and Spain, after a little hiccup going to go down, built in confidence, built in momentum, and for me ran out as comfortable winners at the end. So again, you've got to give their strengths and confidence, but there are going to be two teams which are battling it out to see who's going to win. I think from a prediction standpoint, it's very difficult. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be moments of brilliance from individual players, and I think when you think about both teams as well, that it's very rare that they concede more than one goal, especially in this competition. So I think it's going to be a team who's able to be defensively sound. And I've seen England concede quite a few goals, but I also see them bounce back quite quickly as well. I think Spain haven't been put in that position as much as England, and so I think I'm going to bank on them showing that heart and determination in that last game, building in momentum, not plateauing to potentially in the final, growing at each stage. And so hopefully we'll see an England victory. I'm pulling for a 2-1 victory for England. Hopefully we see a goal from Saka, a goal from Bellingham, and I'll say probably a goal from Olmo, probably coming in from a Spanish side, if I'm going into that depth of picking out individual scorers. But guys, leave your predictions down below. Who you think is going to have a major impact on the game. I'm looking forward to it. I know you are as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll be carrying all of the football content past the Euros, transfers. We're going to be covering NBA, NFL. We're going to be covering as well. So make sure to keep an eye out for the content. Peace.